Welcome back. President Trump announcing that Israel and Iran have agreed to a ceasefire after weekend strikes in Iran that did not come without some pushback from Republicans. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene posting today that Trump's decision to attack Iran was a complete bait and switch to please the warmongers and neocons. After the bombs were dropped, we were told it was a complete success. Then it quickly turned to Iran's facilities that were partially damaged, and now we don't know where the enriched uranium is. And many on the right were concerned that we could be looking at another WMDs, the justification to invade Iraq all over again, with partially damaged facilities being the red herring now for invading Iran with boots on the ground. But tonight, it looks like the art of the deal won again. Joining us now for more, the founder of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk. Charlie, good to see you. What do you make of that?
Well, first of all, what an extraordinary masterclass on display from President Trump the last week and a half. I've been telling my audience on social media, you have to trust President Trump. There's a game at play here that you might not understand. You must trust in President Trump. And look at what he's been able to accomplish. No nukes for Iran. No U.S. troops harmed at all, not even a casualty. No boots on the ground, no regime change, and no nation building. That's a lot of no's. And there's a lot of people that were saying no to President Trump this last week and a half. And honestly, a lot of people have to reconsider because they doubted President Trump. He was playing a very sophisticated game this entire week, understanding that Israel was taking the lead, but it might require a little bit of U.S. bombing at Fordo and Natanz and Isfahan, and it was an incredible military operation. But now we have a peace deal. Mind you, in addition to the peace deal that President Donald Trump was able to broker between India and Pakistan, at this rate, I think President Donald Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, and the way that he has handled this has just been spectacular. The world can now say that Iran will not get a nuclear weapon, while also those of us that were a little bit worried that we might potentially get into another Middle East war, no, President Trump delivered. There will be no quagmire, no Iraq, no Libya, no Syria, and President Trump with another victory for the American people.
Remarkable. How concerned are you about terror cells, these 1,000+ Iranians that came over the border when Joe Biden was president, who are here in the United States right now?
I mean, somewhat. I will say, though, that because of Joe Biden's open border, I have a little bit of concern. But I think Kash Patel and Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi are doing a great job to make sure that we have significant security here in the homeland. I encourage people to be armed and to stay vigilant despite, the terror signals that might be happening here, or in addition to the terror signals I might be saying. But I'll tell you what, you should not live your life in a state of fear. Most importantly, Iran is on defense. The entire Iranian mullahs, they don't know what hit them the last couple of days. They got a direct hit from America's greatest military. So I don't think people should live in a state of fear, but definitely some vigilance for the coming days.
I want to show you a Truth Social that Donald Trump put up earlier this morning that got a lot of people's attention. Here it is. So it's not politically correct to use the term regime change, but if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be regime change? And to me, Charlie, that message was meant for one person, the supreme leader of Iran, and the message is, make a deal now, or maybe we start shopping for a new supreme leader.
Well, two thoughts on this. Number one, I defended that Truth Social as soon as it came up because I believe it was about bottom-up, Persian-led regime change from the people. But now that I look back at it, we have to understand there is a deeper brilliance and genius behind this Truth Social, which is that President Trump was able to threaten without threatening the supreme leader, and no U.S. troops died in the Iranian very weak response. It worked, because in the back of their head, they say, oh boy, President Trump is talking about regime change. Oh boy, President Trump is talking about this. Maybe we should just fire 10 rockets and give Qatar a heads up. 0 U.S. troops died. Can I just repeat that for everybody? 0 U.S. troops died. Only President Trump was able to pull that off. And the media is completely ignoring it. And it might partially be because of that message that President Trump sent out about regime change. And again, we support the Persian people's right to self-determination and self-governance. Nobody wants another Libya or John Bolton or Hillary Clinton 2.0. But what President Trump said in that Truth Social, more than what anybody would have thought, it worked. No nukes, no troops on the ground, no U.S. troops harmed. Phenomenal statement there of using rhetoric for the betterment of our country and the Western world.
Remarkable.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.